Hi everybody, I'm here this morning with Stassi and I'm getting ready to go to work, so I figured I would film this short video on how I get Stassi ready in the mornings. We do this every morning, so this is her daily routine for the mornings, and because she comes to the studio with me every day, it is important that she looks pretty, and it's just the best time for me. It's the time of the day when I have the most time to get her ready in the mornings. So as you can see, she is messy. So she just woke up a little while ago. She is, just in case you guys haven't been following us, right now she is about 17 and a half weeks old. So what is that, 4.5 months, I guess? And we have been doing this little routine ever since I got her about 5 weeks ago. I got her when she was 12 weeks, and she's pretty used to it already, so she's doing well. At nighttime, I do keep her hair up in a little rubber band, the same rubber band that she had during the day, and it's just because she wouldn't be able to see if we took her hair all the way down. And I will show you how I do that. And her routine is going to change a lot over the next few months and until she gets to her adult coat. So this is just the routine that I'm doing with her now while she is a puppy. This routine takes me about 15 minutes or so. So generally I get up a little bit earlier and I get myself ready, and then we get Stassi ready. So in the back of me here is my grooming table. This is in the master bedroom of my home, and I have it all set up with all of her supplies that I need, and also I use this table to groom Harper as well. And it's just really, really convenient for me because everything is right here at my fingertips, and I love it. I will be filming a grooming table, what do you call that? A grooming table review, I guess. A tour, that's the word I'm looking for. I will be filming a grooming table tour probably soon. So that will go into detail with a lot of the things that I have on the grooming table. But for this morning, I'm just gonna go through my normal routine so that you can see what I do with Stassi being a baby puppy to get her ready for the day. Okay, so we have Stassi up here on the grooming table, and the first thing that I'm going to do with her is to line her up so that she is straight on the grooming table, and I'm going to put her grooming pillow on. I do have a video using the grooming pillow exclusively, so you guys can check that out. And we want to wash her face every morning. So she goes through a little face wash every morning, and the reason we do that is to keep this area where they normally tear a little bit very clean and white, and we want to make sure that that stays that way. So it is a little bit of an upkeep and a little bit of maintenance, but it's going to pay off in the long run. And it doesn't take very long at all to do this if you do it consistently every day. So I'm going to get my supplies here. And the first thing I'm going to do is kind of comb this little area out because it does get a little yucky throughout the night. So we're gonna comb her out there. And this morning I will do her face first. I'm gonna put that right there. And what I'm gonna use on her face are 2 items. The first thing is Show Off No Rinse Face Wash by Chris Christensen. Now it doesn't come in this bottle, but I put this in this bottle so that it's convenient. It comes in a much bigger bottle. I will leave the link in the description box below, but I just put it in one of these bottles. I had these extra bottles from my essential oils, and you can get them on Amazon as well. And we're going to take a cotton round. So it's just a cosmetic cotton round. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on the cosmetic round. Kind of soak it in a little bit. And then we're just going to wipe the white areas around her eyes, and we're going to make sure that we don't get it in her eyes. So we will just soak that into the fur. And as you can see, whenever you go to wet the fur, any kind of staining that they may have looks more pronounced because the hairs stick together and it just looks that way. But she's doing really good. When she came to me, her face was a little more stained because she had started teething. And when puppies teeth, they do tend to tear up a little bit more. But her eyes, her eyes do run, but I'm gonna show you what we do to combat that. So once that gets wet and we let that sit in, the next thing that I use is something called Henry, oh, come here you. And sometimes we have to sit her back down. It is called Butler Stain, it's called Henry Shine Tear Stain Remover. So Henry Shine Tear Stain Remover, and this contains boric acid. Now, a lot of groomers and show people use just different varieties of stuff. And one of the things that I started out using was a contact solution that had boric acid in it. But then I heard about this and I decided to give it a try because supposedly it has a higher concentration of boric acid. And boric acid is the thing in these solutions that will lighten any stains that you may have. So I am crazy about that too. Like, I want to make sure her face is nice and white as it can be, and it's important to me to keep that, really clean. So I tried a couple of things, and like I said, this is the one that I think is working the best for her. So that's what we are using now. And I will take that same pad, because it doesn't really matter, and I will just soak the pad with this solution. And then I will come and wipe those same areas with that solution. And it's mainly the white areas that you're wiping down with that. Now, if your puppy or if your dog is not used to a grooming pillow, don't give up. Just keep on trying. The more you do something with any pet, the more they get used to it, and then they realize that, well, I guess I'm gonna have to give up because she's not giving up. And so she gets used to it. Sometimes she gets a little feisty because she is a puppy, but she's pretty good for the most part. Okay, so once we get that all, in there, soaked up well, then what I do next, and I have a little trash can at the bottom here, so I throw that away. And then what I do next is I just let that sit a little bit, and then I do her brush out. So I just turn her on her side, and I am using a Chris Christensen 27mm pin brush. And that works really well for a Shih Tzu's coat. And it also works well on a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel's coat. So I love these brushes. They're a little bit more expensive than, say, a regular just no-name brush, but I love all of Chris Christensen's products. And when I do my grooming desk tour, you'll see that I do have quite a few of her products in my lineup here. So what I do, and she's a puppy, so she doesn't have, even though her coat is getting very long, she doesn't have that long coat yet. I am going to keep her in long coat because I think that Shih Tzus absolutely have the most gorgeous drop coats, and I want to keep her looking like a show dog, even though she is not a show dog. She is just a very spoiled pet. And so I just kind of go through her body, just brushing. I lift up her arms and I brush underneath the arms. Under the armpits here, that's where you will get matting. So you need to get them used to getting their armpits brushed. And as you can see, she just lays here. I think she thinks she's getting a massage. And then I brush her belly. I kind of roll her over. I brush her belly. Also the insides of the legs, because that is another area that gets really matted. I find that if you go against the grain of the fur and then come back, that helps. And then while she is on her side like this, I'm going to get the other inside of the leg, and I'll just keep putting her back like that so she knows that that's how I want her to stay. And you're being gentle, but you know, you have to get in there. You have to get the job done. Okay, and then we will get the inside of this arm, since she is already lying on this side. We'll make sure we get her chest, and then we will flip her over and do the other side. This is a good way to get her tail and her back haunches. Now she hasn't had a bath in, let's see, probably a week and a half. So I'm trying to space out her baths. I'd love to bathe her every week, but I know it's going to dry out her skin. So we stay pretty clean. We only potty inside. We don't potty outside. We potty on potty, not potty pad. Well, it's potty pads, but it's the washable potty pads. So that keeps her and her sisters very clean, because they don't go out and get stinky and get their paws dirty and all that stuff. Nobody's got time for that. Nobody's got time for that. Huh? Nobody's got time for that. No. Okay, so it doesn't take long to brush her out because she's not in that long coat, but I know that my grooming time in the mornings will increase probably by at least 20 minutes once she's in full coat, because she will have a lot more hair to brush through. Okay, so once we get her all brushed, so she's brushed through, I will straighten her up on the mat again. And this is a microfiber mat that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond. And I just ordered it online. It's the perfect size. I think it's the 17 by 24. Once I got it in, I said, oh, this is perfect. And I ordered 2 more just in case they discontinue it. And we also have an RV. And I want to bring one in the RV for when we are in the RV. I can kind of set up this on just a table and she'll be familiar with it. And I also got another grooming pillow. So, okay, so we're gonna put her grooming pillow back on. And this sat while I was doing that, so you might as well let it sit a little bit. And then I keep this baby washcloth on the grooming table, and I just wanna get it a little bit dry with the washcloth before I put the dryer on her face, just because it shortens the time that she's gonna have the dryer in her face. Now, the dryer. She, at first, when I first introduced the dryer on her face, she hated it. She absolutely hated it. And I don't know how she's going to react this morning, because some days she sits here and she lets me dry her face with no fuss at all. Some days she wants to get a little feisty. So, are you gonna be good for the camera? Huh? Are you gonna be good? Okay. So, what I have to dry her face with is, I keep this plugged in, and this is the Conair 1875 hair dryer. What I like about it is it has this cool button right here. And you're not gonna be able to see that, but I do hold that cool button down the entire time, because if you are going to dry a dog's face with a dryer, you wanna make sure that it doesn't have heat. So this, won't be any heat, it'll just be cold air, and we are going to dry her face now. You can hear me over the blow dryer, but I just try and give her just some encouraging words, like good girl, and I'm rubbing the back of her neck so that she knows that this is a good thing. And as you can see, she really is good. I mean, she has gotten quite used to it. It wasn't like this in the beginning, I promise you. She was trying to bite the dryer. She was doing things like this, like, I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna hide. Come here, you. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Good job. Good job, Stassi. Good job. What a good girl you are. Okay, all right. No, come here. Come here. Where you going? Where you going? Oh, what? Oh, you had to yawn. You had to yawn. Let's see. Are you dry? Yeah. Okay, so she's dry. Okay, so now that that is dry, I just give it a little fluff up with my Chris Christensen 5-inch comb. And I need to wash these. I heard that there was some sort of cleaner that they make, so I need to get that. But this is a Chris Christensen face comb. I believe it's the 5-inch comb. It has the tight or the close needles, wherever you want to call them, on one end, and then the looser ones, the more wider spaced ones, out on the other end. And I usually use both sides actually, but I'm using the one that's closer together now. I don't know what that's called, but we're gonna go ahead and just comb that out a little bit before we get ready to put a little puppy top knot in. Now, her top knot hair has gotten so much longer in the 5 weeks that I have had her, but it's not quite long enough to do a real top knot. I can get it in, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to do a puppy top knot. So just to show you what that looks like. And then when her hair grows out, I will do a top knot video that's going to show you how to put a real top knot in. So the way that we take her bands out is using this little pair of scissors. The scissors have a little hook on the end. So you just go and grab the rubber band and snip it, and this way you're not pulling out any of her hair. So, and every little strand counts. So for this, we are going to use the Ormco Fox. Ormco is an orthodontic band, and I used them for my Yorkie for years and years, and she's since passed on, but I love them so much, so I went on eBay and I bought them in bulk, and then I put them in these Amac, I think it's called Amac boxes. It's just a clear acrylic box, very cheap on the containerstore.com. And I labeled them. The 1/4 inch is the fox. Each one of them has like a name. And then the 5/16 is the penguin. And I got just big boxes of both of those because those are the two sizes that we will be using. And this is gonna last her a long time. So I'm gonna take out 2 of these 1/4 inch bands and I'm gonna place them on the side. And then I'm gonna take my comb again and I'm gonna comb through, since we didn't get that with the brush, I'm gonna comb through her hair on her head. Now, her hair is still growing, obviously, because she is a puppy. So we do this the best we can with what we have available. So you're going to part the hair. Where are your eyes? There you are. There they are. There they are. Okay, so you're gonna part. Oh, she's slipping. She gets so lazy on this pillow that she slips. Okay, so you're going to make her part across the top of her stop. This is the stop. And you're going to want to part, and I hope that you can see this. Stassi, come here, you can't get lazy. Okay, so you want to make it about the level of the inner corners of the eye. So that is where her part is, and we just neaten that up with the comb, and we pull this area back. So this puppy top knot is going to be very simple. And as you can see, she's lying on one hip. So if you kind of straighten them out a little bit, it helps so that they don't. It helps, okay. So I think my camera went off just now. But anyway, it helps so that they don't slip if you straighten them out a little bit, and you can even put their paws out a little bit to help stabilize them. So once you get your part made, you're just going to comb that hair back with your 5-inch face comb, and you're going to take a small section, and like I said, this is just a puppy top knot. It is not a real good top knot with the double top knot and all that stuff, but it works. Okay, so you're just going to grab a section, and then I open up the band with my teeth, like everybody I guess does. And then you are going to wrap the band twice around that hair. And then you're gonna poof it out a little bit so that it's not pulling on her eyelids. Oh no, she wants to lie down. She wants to go to sleep. She wants to get comfy. No sleeping on the job, Missy. No sleeping on the job. Okay, all right, so as you can see, it is in one top knot, one rubber band so far. Okay, then we're gonna take her bow, and this is our new puppy bow, and this is from one of my favorite bow suppliers, Doggy Bow Ties. I do use a couple of different bow suppliers. I have a lot of bows from bowbiz.com, I believe, and I really like her bows as well. In fact, most of the bows that I have over here in my bow holder are from bowbiz.com. A lot of them, most of them so far have been just bows that I had with my Yorkie, but I just placed a huge order with Doggy Bow Ties, and we got some of them in, and they're gorgeous, and we are using one of the little baby bows. So it comes with 2 bands on the back. So I grab both bands, and I know different people do this differently, but I grab both hands and I grab it with all 3 of my fingers because I want to grab underneath that top knot band. And the reason why is because you want these bands to sit right underneath that band, that first band that we put in. So once we have that, we just straighten out the bow, and then you just place it over it. So you don't double over that bow at all. Now sometimes I use a product that kind of keeps these little stray hairs neat, but I didn't use that this morning. I'll do that in another video. Then I'm going to take my other 1/4 inch band, and I'm going to take my little top knot poof here, and I am going to just go right over everything that is there, and I am going to put that band over the bow band and over the band that was already there, so that it kind of locks in that bow so that it can't slip up. Okay, so the next thing, so this is her little top knot. She looks pretty. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, and this is kind of the last step that I do. As I said, it's very important to keep the face very, very dry. And you want to keep the face dry at all times. So things like using water bottles instead of bowls is very, very important, because if you have a Shih Tzu and you know that if they put their little short little face inside of the bowl, it comes out all wet. And that causes staining. It causes staining around the mouth, it causes staining around the eyes, and it's just gross. So nobody wants that. So we want to keep this area nice and white like it should be. So the way that we keep it dry, once we've cleaned it and we've dried it, the way that we keep it dry throughout the day is by using a product by Paw Marks, and it is called Paw Marks Drying Powder. I love this stuff. I was using something else, but then I switched over to this, and I love it. It's supposed to be a secret formula, and it's not supposed to have cornstarch or boric acid in it, so I'm not sure exactly what it's made out of, but I have noticed since I added the Henry Shane and the Paw Marks powder and the Show Off, that has been my routine for the past month, and I have noticed a huge difference in her face, and it really does work. So the next thing that I'm using is this little cosmetic brush. It's just an old brush that I had from makeup, like Bare Essentials, I think. Max Coverage Concealer Brush. But you can use any kind of little cosmetic brush. And you're going to dip it in the powder. And you can hear she's snoring again. And then we are going to just powder her face. In the areas that normally would get wet. Now, because she's a puppy, she is still teething. And so she does, she does tear. So it's important that those tears do not sit and soak into the fur, because that is what causes the staining. The wet fur, if fur stays wet, then that will cause a red yeast to grow, and that's what you see when you see the staining, is actually a red yeast. Then it gets smelly and it's disgusting. So her face does not smell at all. I mean, she just smells like yummy goodness all the time. All the time. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we powdered her face, and I apologize, the top knot is not, perfect, but that's okay. That's okay. See, we're not going to a show, huh? We just want it out of our face, and it's a puppy top knot. All right. Miss Lazy, you being lazy? Are you being lazy, huh? Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Just gonna give it one more brush, or comb through rather. Make sure her neck is nice and combed through. And we're almost done. We're almost done. Her puppy fur doesn't, really go into the part once she grows her coat more, which she has grown a lot of coat in the short time that she's been here. But once she grows in her coat, then this will get parted down the middle, and then each side will drop down her sides. But she's just a puppy, so she's nothing but just a big ball of fluff. And then we're all done. You want a cheese, please? You want cheese, please? Huh? Do you want a cheese, please? Huh? Do you want a cheese, please? Okay. All right, so then we get our little treat. And she gets a cheese, please. And then usually we'll give a couple. They're very small. And then the last step that I do is I spray her with her little perfume, and this one is called Beautifer. So cute. It is a pet perfume. I get this off of Amazon, and it is supposed to smell, and it actually does, smell like Beautiful by Estee Lauder. So I love this. It smells so good. They do have several different varieties if you don't like the smell of Beautiful by Estee Lauder. There are a couple of different kinds. I think there's one that's kind of like a Calvin Klein if you have a boy dog. So this is very girly. It's just wonderful. It's very floral. And so I will spritz her with this. And that makes her smell good all day long. And we're done. We're done. Say thank you for watching. And we hope you have a great day. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. There will be more grooming videos coming. And thank you for watching. Bye. Stassi. Say bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, so being the anal person that I am, this is driving me crazy a little bit. So I am going to take this down and redo it. So I will show you how to take it down. A little bonus footage here. Okay, I have it backwards. So you take your scissors, making sure not to cut the bands of the bow, and you're gonna clip away that very top rubber band that we put in. You're gonna slip the bow out, and then we are going to clip the other bow. Make sure you pull it away from the hair, clip it, and then take it out. I'm very picky, so I'm very picky. Oh, we're picky, we're picky. And then we're gonna take 2 more of the 1/4 inch bands. Let's see if we can get this looking a little bit neater because it has to last us all day here. All right, so here we go. Round 2. This little hair had fallen out. It's really hard because, her hair is not quite long enough to do what I need it to do. Well, it's not long enough at all. Not quite long enough. It's not long enough at all. But I want her in bows. So, my motto is no bow, no go. That's right. No bow, no go. So we got to put the bows in. Most people will tell you that, Shih Tzu puppies don't start wearing bows till 5 or 6 months. Well, she's only 4 months. So that's why her hair is just not quite long enough, but we are persistent. So we are going to make it work. So the product that I was telling you about in the video that I use sometimes, I don't use it all the time, is this Vella Satin Cream. Vella or Velus? Velus. What is it? Velus. V-E-L-L-U-S. Satin Cream. And what this does is that it helps those little hairs stick together. I think I use this in my dog pillow, grooming pillow video. But anyway, I just put a little bit on my fingers and I kind of rub them together, and then I just smooth out the hair. And that kind of makes it stick together. One of the reasons why I don't like using it on her is because once that hair gets wet with that cream, her little white blaze seems to go away because it's, you know, the hairs get stuck together, and I like seeing her blaze there. So I know, I told you I'm quite anal with everything, but I had to make this neater because it was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy. Was it? Huh? It was driving me crazy? Huh? Okay, so as you can see, the part is still there. It looks neater. Let's see if it'll hold. So you're getting tired. Okay, all right. Oops, well, okay, you can do that. Okay, so then we are going to band this together. I'm gonna fix her in a second on her pillow. We will band this by wrapping this around, twice. Okay, come here. Let's straighten up, straighten up. Straighten up, girl. She's so lazy. Okay. Let's see, are we straight? Okay, and then we're gonna poof it out a little bit. See, that's where we don't have enough hair to poof because we don't have much hair yet. So that's where it gets a little messy. When you go to poof, then some of those hairs come out. But I think we're looking better now. Okay, then we're gonna take our bow. All 3 fingers actually. Good thing they're strong on there. Grab underneath the top knot. Pull that top knot hair through. Situate your band so that it's lying underneath the band that you've already put in. Then go back with another 1/4 inch band and wrap that on top of everything. And I do 2 wraps. Now when her hair gets longer, then I will probably be using those 5/16 bands because we will have more hair to keep in. Oh, she is a snorer. She snores and she purrs. You a mess. Okay, so now I think this looks much neater with the help of our Velus cream. So you see, that gives a good show to show you that this works well. All right, so now I think we're done. We're really done this time, Stassi. All right. Does that deserve another cheese, please? You want another cheese, please? Huh? Or do you want a good doggy bone? Let's get a good doggy bone. And I hope you can see. Let's see if I can get her to look over here. Stassi, look. Hello. Hello, people. Hello, fans. Hello. So you can see it's much neater now, and I'm much happier. I'm much happier. We can see both eyes. Yay! We can see both eyes. And so at this point, what I'm going to do is take her picture. And I love my lighting here for pictures. I will tell you all, guys, all about the lights that I have here. during my grooming desk tour, which I promise to get that up soon. So we're gonna give her one of her little Good Dog blueberry cobbler treats, and she's already had a couple of Cheese Please treats, and I think this is why she likes it up here. She gets fed well. She gets fed well. All right, everybody, for this time, it's for real. Bye-bye.